I'm at a point in my life like,
Hey, what's up, King Son? Man, you doing it, man. You deserve it, Daddy. You putting in that work. Proud of you. I love you. I like when you like this, Daddy. Daddy, I like when you scrambling and scraping for shit. I like that.
I believe it's a lot of rappers, a lot of music people, a lot of executives that could not say no. Cat Williams say, you just gotta say no to Diddy. And it's a lot of people that couldn't say no. And they probably on tape.
Did Meek Mill really hook up with Diddy? Or is he just the latest victim in Diddy's crumbling empire of secrets, lawsuits, and scandal? One lawsuit, one redacted name, and the internet connected all the dots. Suddenly, a Philly rapper who once dated Nicki Minaj is being dragged into a lawsuit laced with allegations of sex tapes, secret surveillance, and Grammy for Favor exchanges. Add in some matching outfits, an audio of Diddy calling Meek daddy, and an unhinged Twitter rant. And you've got a conspiracy that has everyone talking. Buckle up. This goes way deeper than anyone expected.
Another rapper is doing his best to distance himself from Sean Diddy Combs after the music mogul was arrested and charged with racketeering and sex crimes. We're taking a closer look at Meek Mill's reaction and public pressure with an entertainment attorney. Welcome to Sidebar, presented by Law and Crime. I'm Jesse Weber.
They had redacted their names, and they had Usher, and they redacted their names and just said a performer of the Super Bowl and a Philly rapper. Everybody kind of knew back in the day that Meek Mills and Puff was a little too friendly. Anytime two rappers or two people in the industry come dressed up alike on more than one occasion, listen here, man. My dudes in Philly, I got some real strong dudes in Philly. They don't play that shit. And they probably embarrassed for the fact to see that Meek Mills, one of the street guys that came out of there, got caught up in this Hollywood whereas that he's dressing the same he dressing like Diddy? Hugged up with Diddy?
Said Meek name. It did not say Meek Mill's name. He did not, it did not say Meek Mill name. Wait. Oh, hold up. Never mind. Wait, what the fuck? I forgot. Look, Mr. Combs informed Mr. Jones that he had engaged in sexual intercourse with rapper 5, that's redacted. Look, 5, he's a Philadelphia rapper who dated Nicki Minaj. Yo, Meek, we were playing around with that Michael Rubin shit, but if you don't, you've been tweeting about everything on planet Earth. If you don't get a Twitter rant saying you about to get Lil Rod killed, you about to shoot up his block, blow his mama's house up, this nigga is saying that you and Diddy were fornicating. What the fuck? Meek!
I think that Lil Rod know a lot of shit, but I know this. Two men dress alike, it's just like two men laying down. When they both get up, they both homos. And that's real talk, bruh. My man, you go to a party, dog, and the nigga got the same shirt you got on, I'm taking my shirt off. I'm walking around in a t-shirt. And then, not to blow Meek Mill up out the water or anything like that, it was said that they checked his Google search and all the other shit, and he was searching for some online gay porn and all the other shit like that.
Oh, wow.
That shit is crazy, bro. But listen, those are what, you know, it's crazy that money, that lifestyle, and you trying to fit into something get you. These guys never set out to do all this shit. Meek Mills, when he got into the game, he didn't set out to be questioned about his manhood with Diddy. But he put himself in that position.
It all began when Rodney Lil Rod Jones, a producer on Diddy's Love album, filed a shocking 73-page lawsuit. And he didn't just sue for unpaid work. He alleged coercion, unwanted sexual advances, and a pattern of disturbing behavior. One detail sent social media into overdrive. A Philadelphia rapper who once dated Nicki Minaj was named in redacted text. Fans instantly did the math and landed on Meek Mill. Who else could it be? The lawsuit even hints that Diddy offered Grammy-level favors in exchange for questionable acts. And that's just the beginning.
You think that audio that they put out was real?
Yeah, that was him. Nicki put that out to here. That Nicki recorded that at the freak off.
Okay, so. But that's not a diss. Meek likes being.
All the champagne was spiked, son. Like, all the champagne was spiked. Everybody was passed the fuck out. I don't drink, so I was playing that shit off like I don't fucking drink. I smoke, nigga. Like, I smoke and I had my own weed, but like everybody was passed out. Yo, Diddy had that man in the room. Look, yes, I put my ear to the fucking door and I brought the phone because Diddy started going in overdrive. I ain't know what the fuck was going on, but I just heard balls slapping against ass cheeks. I heard niggas struggling to take dick. I heard niggas being like, yeah, daddy. When he started all that daddy this and daddy that, and then I heard some hollering and struggling like, yeah, I kept the phone there and I recorded all this shit because I was like, this nigga Diddy rich. So I'm finna put the squeeze on and get me.
Meek Mill and P. Diddy matching outfits picture goes viral after Meek Mill comes up in this lawsuit, right? You got this lawsuit where this dude is suing P. Diddy and people been going through it. He brought, I believe, a Young Miami name came up in it, like about her cousin, doing some things. And then the dude also stated that P. Diddy was bragging about getting with somebody who is a Philadelphia rapper who used to date Nicki Minaj. Goddamn Meek. No, Meek, no. Boy's getting hot up in that kitchen now. It's getting hot up in that kitchen. So now all of a sudden, this pic done came out. They got the mask and shirt on and all that. Boy, ain't looking good out here. Ain't looking good out here for Diddy and them. Ain't looking good. And this is just the beginning. You let them tell it, it's just the beginning.
Then came the audio. A resurfaced clip captured Diddy calling Meek Mill daddy in a tone that was, let's just say, oddly affectionate. Combine that with those infamous matching pool party outfits from years ago, and fans started to wonder if there was more to their friendship. Suddenly, old tweets like "the D is good as hell" were being unearthed and reinterpreted under a very different light. The internet was no longer laughing. They were investigating, and Meek, he was spiraling.
You know what he said? This is clearly AI generated. I'm like, yo, Meek, Meek is so dumb he couldn't even spell AI. Like, how the hell you know this is AI generated? Bro, this is an actual lawsuit. I'm showing him, like, look, it's filed in federal court.
Right.
Nah, this
Here's
is lies.
the PDF file.
Exactly. So
the PDF's AI.
Yeah, so he basically starts, he says, you know what, man? He's like, yo, he starts going like off the deep end. He hasn't even cleared up the rumors yet. Like, rather than saying, hey, this is lies, I'm gonna have my attorney, deal with any salacious lies spreading about me like a normal entertainer would. I am not gay or whatever the case is, or I've never been in any sexual situation with Diddy. He says, I'm gonna kill you academics, and
what I'm gonna do is, he says, first things first, he says, someone send me academics address.
Like he said, I'll die to shut you down.
Yeah, then he says, I'm going to die to do it. Then it was
which is crazy. Which is a crazy thing to say. Meek cut it out. You're not gonna die to shut down academics. You're a multimillionaire with a great career and kids. Cut it out. Grow up.
Meek literally then tweeted out a couple tweets after. He said, well, the governor just called me. And I was just like, this makes like, wait, you're planning a murder online. And the governor calls you to talk you out of it? Like, also, the reason why him and the governor are in cahoots is primarily because he's the guy that they kind of taunt around for prison reform, right?
Yeah.
And he's like, yo, I'm down to die over it.
Yeah.
The funny thing, I always tell people, I would say this is a gangster rapper paradox when they're threatening a civilian. They say this, yo, I'm gonna kill you, this and third. And if you actually say, all right, I'm not scared of you still, because you usually back out once they say they're gonna kill you, because they're a gangster rapper, they rap about spinning blocks, Glocks, and switches. They're the killers of the earth, okay? When you tell me you're not scared of them, they flip it on you. Man, you just trying to trick me out of my position. You trying to send me to jail.
Right, he said, I'm gonna treat you exactly to the effects of you influencing, I'm gay, and I have 3 sons. I'm getting you Addy now, I'm coming.
Then he told me he was gonna record a video and pee on my steps. And I was like,
right.
I imagine Meek just like sneaking up and like, first I'm like, yo, that's a sexual crime already. And Diddy is already into some shit that you're alleged with. Don't pull out your penis on my property. That's a problem. That's a sexual crime. You can't just whip out your dick anywhere, Vlad. You gotta tell these people. That's a crime.
Yes.
So he threatened to come. Don't come with the same dick that you and Diddy been doing whatever with and come pee on my property. Afterwards, he said the governor basically told him that he should stop beefing with me.
Instead of denying the claims like a seasoned celeb would, Meek went into full meltdown mode. He threatened DJ Academics, who was simply reading the lawsuit on stream, claiming he would die to shut him down. Yes, he said that. He even tweeted about peeing on his doorstep and called the lawsuit AI generated. Meanwhile, fans were digging up receipts from Meek's Twitter history, including some highly questionable links to adult product purchases. Instead of clearing the air, Meek fueled the flames with every tweet.
Later on that, I think that afternoon, same day, this rapper and him, they all in the room together. You know, it's Sarah, the girl, Puff, and this dude, this rapper. So I'm here at the door and stuff like that, like, yeah. So then next thing you know, somebody rang the doorbell. We had the presidential suite where we was at. So I opened the door and the dude said, yo, I'm here for my cousin. I said, who your cousin? And he said, Ja Rule. I said, well, he busy right now. He said, he busy doing what? I said, he with Puff, they're in the room, they busy, they don't want to be bothered. He said, well, I'm going in there. I said, bruh, you ain't going in there, because he told me they don't want nobody to be bothered him. He tried to bum rush me, I grabbed it and threw him against the piano. When I threw him into the piano, Puff and Ja Rule runs out the room. Puff got his towel, Ja grabbing his towel, but they butt the naked. And so then Ja was like, yo, what's going on? Yo, Jay, that's my cousin. He know me well, you know, and Puff was like, yo, Jay, what happened? I said, he tried to get in the room. I told him he couldn't get in the room. And he was like, he just looked, Puff looked at Ja. He said, yo, Ja said, you ain't want to go in that room. There was a lot of freaking going on.
And just when you thought things couldn't get weirder, an old associate recalled a trip with Diddy to an adult bookstore in Atlanta. Diddy allegedly filled a brown paper bag with, among other things, a set of butt plugs. When asked about it, Diddy snapped, "Can I do my shopping by myself?" Later that day, he was in a hotel suite with Ja Rule and 2 women. Ja's cousin tried to enter, but was blocked. Moments later, Diddy and Ja Rule ran out of the room naked, scrambling for towels. Ja's quote, "You didn't want to go in there. It was freaky stuff." Yeah, we believe it.
Damn, man, I didn't know he was going through all that. But he also alleging in this lawsuit that, you know, Diddy, he got a whole lot of hidden cameras around his house. And he feels like Diddy is using all that footage for blackmail.
Probably so. I could believe that. I could believe that. I believe it's a lot of rappers, a lot of music people, a lot of executives that could not say no. Cat Williams say, you just gotta say no to Diddy. And it's a lot of people that couldn't say no. And they probably on tape because they couldn't say no.
So you think it's possible that Diddy, he got footage of rappers in the stash, just in case he got to use it for blackmail?
It's a possibility. It's not far-fetched. If he was taping Cassie and he was having Cassie taped and everything like that, why wouldn't he do nobody else? She's the only one? I doubt it.
Right, I mean, good point, man. But did you hear about that story from the actor Columbus Short? He told a story about how Diddy, he invited him to his house late at night.
I believe him. I believe the Columbus Short. Yo, bruh, why would that man come out? He got a whole wife or whatever, come out and say that Diddy did something that he didn't do. He could have said anybody else. But Columbus Short, he let people know straight out the rack. Yo, if they talking about some homosexuality and it's about Diddy, it may be true. Because he tried me. That's what he said. That's what Columbus Short said. He tried me. And you notice the guys that don't fall for that shit. They not popping in the industry. They not working. They not going to Hollywood. They not doing it because it's people like him that they cut short. Like Cat Williams said, when they don't give up their booty hole, they don't give up that sexuality, they cut them short. That means they not working in the industry like that no more.
But looking at this lawsuit, right, why do you think Little Rod is naming all these people in this lawsuit?
Witnesses. He needed witnesses. And whether they work for Diddy or not, if they get caught lying on the stand about anything and he has proof that certain things happen, my man, he put me in a lawsuit. I wasn't even around this. My name is in there. Your name is in there. You understand? So my whole thing about it is that he wants enough witnesses, because you got to realize this. This is not a criminal case. This is a civil case. So now in a civil case, he has to prove that he was unjustly done. That Diddy did him wrong, because if you read the lawsuit, he financially said, yo, give me $50,000 and give me my publishing and we good. Diddy only gave him $29,000 and didn't give him none of his publishing. And he wrote 9 songs. So now he gonna add all these people, the wait, what was the chef them seen Diddy walking around naked. One other chef prior to this particular chef made claims and sued Diddy before because he was walking around her naked. So remember I said behavior don't change? He doing the same shit he did with the first chef. The girl who sued him before. So now he's doing it again. So all the people, the chef, the business manager, the people in the studio, they named everybody. For what? Because when their story come out, it shows a pattern of behavior that he has been getting away with. And people ain't gonna lie for him and get caught in a lie and getting caught in contempt and go to jail because they lied, they perjured themselves. So he put everybody's name in that lawsuit so he can get a lot of witnesses. So what happens if you got a lot of witnesses? Do we want to go to court and listen to their story? They may want to settle out. But he said he got a high-powered lawyer. He ain't gonna settle out. He gonna prove everybody is lying on him.
Lil Rod claims Diddy had surveillance in every room of his mansion, including hidden cameras and mics. If true, that means everything from those infamous freak-offs to private encounters might have been caught on tape. Suddenly, celebs, like Stevie J, Usher, and even Diddy's son Justin Combs were going quiet. And now we know why. They might be on those tapes. The silence from Hollywood's elite? It's not loyalty, it's fear. No one wants to be the next name trending, for the wrong reasons. Not long after these allegations started bubbling up, Meek Mill got into a near-fatal car crash. He survived, but many noticed how quickly he hinted it might not have been an accident. Could someone have been trying to send a message? Or silence? Him? Fans online started speculating wildly, suggesting this was no coincidence. If Meek was starting to distance himself from Diddy, maybe someone didn't like that. The paranoia was growing. And now, it wasn't just about gossip. It felt dangerous.
Diddy. You're hearing Diddy everywhere, okay?
Yeah.
So, did you ever have any kind of run-in with Diddy? Did you ever do anything with Diddy? Any projects you worked on with him?
Yeah, he produced a few records, or had his producers do a few records on my War and Peace album, the Peace Disc. Yeah.
How was he to work with?
It was cool. You know, he gave us great music. We flew out to New York, and I was mainly in the studio with the producer. You know, he had a stable of producers, so I was in the studio with his stable of producers, and I think we did some great music. And you know, I really kind of, lost contact with him and really stopped, dealing with Puffy around 94.
Yeah. Any specific reason?
Yeah, I mean, they was doing their thing, I was doing mine. And, I'm not the partying type. You know what I mean? I ain't never been to a Diddy party. I ain't never really wanted to go. But I don't go to a lot of people's parties. That just ain't what I'm in it for. You've been to one, you've been to them all.
Are you surprised at what things are coming out with Diddy at all? Or you're like, you have no idea, it's none of my business, you'll live longer? Is that kind of like the mindset?
I'm surprised. How could you be surprised with anything that happens in hip hop? Hip hop is the Wild West. So you're gonna have the good, you're gonna have the bad, you're gonna have the ugly.
You think he's being targeted, or some of the stuff he's got, there's credibility on what they're coming after him with the tapes and the feds and rating his Miami home, his LA home?
I believe he's being targeted.
You believe he's being targeted?
Yeah. I believe, somebody, has the power to pull the trigger to make, this stuff, this domino effect happen.
Okay, all right. So you think he's being targeted. So you don't think, Suge said, you can say what you want about Diddy, but Diddy didn't learn to like young boys. He learned it from a man named Clive Davis. He threw Clive Davis in there. It doesn't sound like you're part of that camp. You're part of the camp that you think he's being targeted.
I don't know enough to even be able to be specific on any of this stuff. It's just all speculation. I just know he was cool up until a point, and then this stuff started happening. So I believe somebody, like I said, yo, he's our new guy. We on this year or whatever.
Allegedly, Diddy didn't just party with rappers. His guest list reportedly included politicians, pastors, and industry executives. If those secret tapes exist, the leverage could be massive. According to the lawsuit, blackmail was a recurring tactic. Do what Diddy wants or risk exposure. Even Ice Cube in a recent interview said Diddy was being targeted, implying that plenty of other industry giants are guilty too. This might not just be Diddy's downfall. It could be the start of a full-blown industry takedown.
Just recently, you see Meek Mill in Philly, and he's like, no Diddy gang.
What's up?
Yeah, y'all already know how we playing out
Let's go. Real life shit,
nigga,
man.
no Diddy gang, Meek Mill in real life. Don't ever disrespect me, you heard?
He's in the hood now. So now when they put the camera on him, he gotta be extra tough. Hey, yo, I'm no Diddy gang. Nobody even knew the gang existed. He created the gang. Yo, I'm no Diddy gang now. What? Nobody ever thought, yo, we need to create a no Diddy gang. Like, he wanted to show out to the other street dudes. And I'm really against that because he knows when they look at him, they're wondering, was he into that funny shit? That's why I said there's no friends in the industry.
It's the industry. Nobody's really friends. When you learn things later on in the game, you'll be like, all right, cool. Damn, this nigga took advantage, or I did this, or this nigga swayed me to the wrong deal, or this person did this person. You can't blame anybody.
Despite the chaos, Meek has been vocal about feeling betrayed and used, not just by Diddy, but by the entire industry. He's calling this a spiritual war, naming Biggie, Pac, Miss Jones, and Wolf as spirits fighting back from beyond. Whether you believe in karma or not, Meek sees himself as someone who's done being controlled. He's not just denying rumors, he's exposing what he claims is a toxic, manipulative world behind the scenes. But let's be real. Is this truth-telling or just damage control before the real tea drops? So what do we really know? Meek Mill's name wasn't officially in the lawsuit, but every clue points straight at him. His reaction only made things worse. Diddy's empire is clearly cracking, and with more lawsuits, leaks, and possible tapes still unreleased, this might just be the start. But here's the real question. Is Meek a victim, a participant, or just a guy who partied too close to the fire? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Would you forgive a friend who called you daddy on camera? Hit that like button, subscribe for more deep dives, and keep your notifications on, because this story, far from over.